All right. What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another GSD Mode podcast, weekly real estate tip. And today I'm here to break down the two most effective for sale by owner strategies for real estate agents. So if you are a real estate agent, you're wanting to grow the number of listings that you have inside your real estate business by targeting for sale by owners, this podcast is for you. And look, there's a lot of different ways to go out there and list FSBOs and get FSBOs, a lot of different strategies. One thing I love about this industry is there's thousands of ways to skin a cat. There's thousands of ways to go out there and create success. However, these are hands down the two most effective ways that I have discovered, that I have found in my 20 plus year long real estate career, that have allowed me to become one of the top team leaders and one of the top realtors on the planet, with selling well over 7,000 homes. And when I say effective, I'm not just talking about effective meaning conversions and stacking listings. I'm also talking about the most enjoyable, the most easy. You know, if you're anything like me, I do not enjoy doing business the hard way. What do most people do? They go out there and print off the same damn scripts online, or go to ChatGPT, or you go online, print out the same FSBO scripts. They sound the same as everybody else. And then it just becomes a numbers game. And yeah, you can increase your skill set by improving your tonality and your pausing, your pacing, your pre-framing, and go out there and convert slightly higher than your competitors. But man, it just becomes a grind. It becomes a numbers game. I do not want to do business that way. I do not enjoy doing business that way. I like to do business the easy way. And by the easy way, I mean the way with the least amount of resistance, that I enjoy doing, where I have great conversations. I'm not becoming a human punching bag. I'm not getting beat up. I don't dread the phone calls. I'm having good conversations, high conversions, offering value to people, where then people see that value and then they want to do business with me. They respect me and they want to do business with me. So if you want to grow your business the easy way, here's the formula. I'm going to break down the formula for you right now. Okay, number one, you got to be different. And why is it so important, especially with a lead source like a for sale by owner or an expired? These are probably the two most saturated listing sources in our business, because it's the low-hanging fruit. Right? They've raised their hand. We know that they have a need and a want and a desire to go out there and sell. So it's that low-hanging fruit. But the downside is they're hands down the most competitive. You're going to have 50, 100, 200, maybe even 1,000 agents, depending on how big your market is, targeting and attacking and going after these same exact lead sources. So it becomes that much more imperative, especially with these more popular style lead sources, to be different. So we got to be different, differentiate yourself from all of your competitors. Then you combine that with giving people what they want. If you learn how to do this, then boom, that becomes the easy way to grow and scale your business. And it just makes lead generation and new client acquisition so much easier and so much more fun inside the real estate business. But we all know, again, this is a very saturated niche, so it's that much more important to be different. So I'm going to break down two different strategies that I have found that is the easy way, where we're giving people what they want. We're differentiating ourselves from our competitors. They're highly, highly effective and are just much more enjoyable way to go out there and grow our real estate business, if that matters to you. Like, to me, I like to enjoy what I do. I don't like getting beat up on the phone all day and getting yelled at. So real quick though, before I jump into these two different strategies, make sure to check out gsdmode.com, www.gsdmode.com, for more additional free training, more additional free resources. And I highly encourage you to take two actions on there. Number one, I recommend that you schedule for my 60-minute free Zoom coaching call, where you and I will jump on a Zoom coaching call, break down your business, go through where your current business currently at, what your 12-month goals are, what your long-term goals and visions are, what your biggest obstacles are, what your current situation is, schedule, all of that stuff, your strengths, your weaknesses. And based on your unique situation and based on your goals, I'm then going to map out my personal recommended blueprint strategy to get you from where you're at to where you want to go in the quickest, most effective, efficient, profitable way possible. So if that's something you want to take advantage of, go to gsdmode.com. You'll see it on the top banner, a place to go out there and schedule that. I also encourage you to jump on my free 3-hour in-depth masterclass taking place right now, which is called 6 Steps to 3Xing or More Your Real Estate Business Within the Next 12 Months. I get and understand this is a very challenging real estate market for most. So I'm walking you through in depth the 6 most important foundations that you must nail in this new real estate climate, to ensure that your business is growing and scaling. Look, I get things are different. Things are challenging for a lot out there in our industry, but there's no excuse, no reason as to why you shouldn't be having the best years of your life, of your career right now. And this training is going to break down and give you all the tools and the information that you need to make that a reality. So again, both of those things you can do at gsdmode.com. Okay, so now before I break down these two strategies, because I want to make sure that you understand how to develop these types of strategies. So I want to break down, okay, you got to, in order to do this, because maybe you want to tweak these and come up with your own strategy, or maybe you want to apply this to other niches. I just kind of want to walk you through, okay, how do I come up with these unique strategies? So the first thing is that I want to make sure that I understand timeline in psychology per lead source. So if we start breaking this down, let's talk about for sale by owners here. Okay, so if we look at, okay, what is going on with for sale by owners? Why are they listing on their own without a real estate agent? Most real estate agents think it's all about commissions, but the actual reality is that's reason number two. That is not the primary reason that they are listing on their own. The reason that they are listing on their own, reason number one, is they truly believe that they can do it on their own. They truly believe that they do not need you or I. They truly believe they don't need us. They truly believe that they can do it on their own, and they truly believe they can do every bit as good of a job, if not better of a job. That is reason number one. Reason number two is to save the commissions. Right? But they have this belief that they don't need us, that they can do it on their own, and they can do every bit as good or better of a job. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever tried to talk somebody out of a belief system? It's just an impossibility. Okay, maybe like go get a hardcore Trump supporter and then a hardcore Harris supporter. Lock them in a room and say, okay, you got 60 minutes to talk the other one out of their beliefs for this political opponent, right? And then convince them to shift parties. Okay, they're probably coming, especially in this crazy, political environment that they're probably coming out there in a damn fist fight. Right? Okay, go get, I don't know, an atheist and a Christian, lock them in a room and be like, okay, you got an hour to change the other person's beliefs. You do not talk people out of belief systems. How belief systems are changed is through personal self-discovery. So with for sale by owners, what I've discovered is that they need time. And on average, that can be anywhere between about 8 and 12 weeks. On average, it takes them to then start shifting their belief system where they're on the market. And then eventually they're like, well, shit, maybe I was wrong. This is more difficult than I thought. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I need to consider hiring a real estate agent. So then from there, I want to position myself. I'm going to give them what they want, right? So we talked about, we want to be different and we want to give people what they want. So I'm going to give them what they want. And by giving them what they want, I'm going to then develop a relationship with them and position myself as a resource and as a friend. So once that belief system starts to shift in their mind, that holy shit, this is more difficult than I thought. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I need to hire a real estate agent. Boom, I'm there. They're thinking of me at that point in time. Right. And on average, that takes about 8 to 12 weeks, sometimes sooner, sometimes longer. Right. So then from there, right, I want to be in that position. So when they're like, oh man, I was wrong, then boom, I'm right there for them. That's why these strategies are so effective and also easy to go out there and apply because we'll give them what they want. Right. Which I'll break down and talk to you about that here in a minute. But then we're positioned as a friend, as a resource. So once they hit that, they're not going out there and interviewing other people. They're just thinking of us. We already have that relationship. And then boom, we get awarded that business if we deploy these strategies correctly. So that's the psychology. Then the timeline, okay, we got to look at, okay, what's the average timeline per lead source that takes place? Well, we know that 92% of for sale by owners are not successful in selling on their own. Only 8% are. Then of that, 60% eventually end up listing with and selling successfully with a realtor. So that means you got a 6 out of 10 shot of eventually getting this business with FSBOs if you position yourself in the right way, right? So again, highly effective hot lead source, but we got to position ourselves the right way. So that's just a little bit of understanding. So I'm always looking, okay, what's the overall timeline? And then from there, what is it that they want? And if I position those two things and combine those things by also being different, that allows me to put together these winning strategies to go out there and crush it in the easy way that I talked about with doing business. Okay, so way number one that I do these is I offer a free open house a free mega open house event for sale by owners. So when I called them up, right? So, and this is very, very important. I'm not going to go through the full scripting, but I'm going to kind of chunk it down and break it down so you can understand this. But when I'm reaching out to them, it's really important that you let them know right away. Got to pre-frame this and let them know right away that this is not a sales call, right? We want to be different than everybody else. So when I call them up, let's just say their name's Joe. Hey, is this Joe? Yeah, this is Joe. Hey, Joe, this is just Joshua Smith here with XYZ Real Estate. Just so you know, this is not a sales call. I know you're probably getting bombarded with real estate agents begging you for your listing and calling you to try to get your home listed. Just so you know, this is not a sales call. At no point in time during our conversation or during our relationship will I ask for your listing or ask you for a commission. I've actually got a win-win proposition that I like to run by you that can help you go out there and get your home sold on your own without having to pay that big real estate commission, but is also a win for me. And if you're open to it, I'd just like to run this past you and see if it's something that you might possibly be interested in. So that's kind of the pre-frame opener, right? Then I walk through, okay, what the open house is, what the event is, what I'm going to be doing, and why it's a win for them. So it's like, okay, the win-win proposal is that you allow me to do a mega open house event on your property. Now I'm going to invest all the time and the energy and the money into posting the event and putting on the event. Now, through the event, I can't promise you that we're going to get your home sold through the event, but here's what I can promise you is that real estate is a numbers game. The more potential buyers we get walking through your front door, the higher the probability is that somebody's going to fall in love with your home and put a full price offer in on your home or acceptable offer in on your home. So I'm going to do everything I can to maximize the amount of people that we get through your home. And like I said, I'm not here to ask you for your listing, right? I'm not here to ask you for a commission. Any buyers that are interested in your home, I'm going to give those buyers to you. And in fact, everybody that comes to your property, I'm going to get them to sign in. So every lead, so these are going to be leads. So everybody that comes in that signs in, I'm going to give you a list of everybody that came through your property that has their name, email, phone number. So you have a list so you can follow up with everybody that we got through the event. And then again, if anybody's interested in buying your home, I'm going to then connect them with you. You go get in touch with them. You go write the offer. Again, you don't owe me a dime. You don't owe me a cent. You don't owe me a commission. That's why it's a win for you. Now, this is me talking to you guys. This is really, really important. You got to let people know why it's a win for you. Because in their mind, they're like, well, shit, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Why would you try to do this? Why would you help me out in this way? Like, how is this to benefit? Like, you got to let them know why it's benefiting you. So then I let them know. I say, okay, hey, our average open house event, we average over 20 people through our average open house. So let's just say one of these people falls in love with your home, wants to write an offer. I give you that person. You go write the offer. Again, you don't owe me a commission. You go out there and accomplish your goal by getting your home sold. Why 19 other people that came through your open house, the vast majority of these are not working with another agent. For whatever your reason, your house didn't meet their exact criteria. Look, I'm going to meet with them. I'm going to connect with them. I'm absolutely going to go sell at least one of those a home. So this is a way where I can help you accomplish your goals by getting more exposure to your property and hopefully getting you a buyer for your property, and how I can go out there and meet other potential buyers and go out there and sell other properties and make a bunch of money too. This is how we can help each other, right? So then from there, now just so you guys know with context on this, or just go through some numbers. Okay, 1 out of 4 that I have a conversation with says yes to this. Now, some people, it's not that they don't want to do it, but maybe they just, they don't want to have open houses because of pets or situations, or it's going to be too much of a pain in the ass, but these are good conversations. I'm not getting yelled at, right? Like they're really good, easy conversations. I'll tell you this, it's a hell of a lot easier to get it for sale by owner to say yes on letting you do an open house on their property than it is another agent, right? Now, before you do this, make sure that you check with your broker. I'm not a broker. I'm not a real estate attorney. I'm just a real estate agent that runs a team that sells a bunch of real estate. So, I'm not giving you legal advice here. Go get with your broker, make sure this is allowed, and then sit there and see what you need to have in place. So like for me, like I do a listing agreement, but just for the day of the open house, then I put special terms in there. Like the property's not going to be listed on the MLS. There's not going to be a lockbox, commission to be like $1, even though they're not going to owe me a commission, but even in the event there would be like $1, in there. So then we can appease E&O, things like that, right. Or whatever you got to put in there for, to appease your broker and to be legally with that. So now I've got an actual listing agreement, but to put in the property's not going to be on the MLS, no sign on the property, and every state's different, every market's different, every broker, operates differently with this stuff. So you want to be on the up and up and make sure that you're within compliancy, right? So check with your broker on that. Then from there, okay, I'll go do the open house event. right? So I'm already showing that I'm working hard for them. I'm following up with them. Then from there, the key is post the open house event. So after the open house event, right, I do everything I promised them. Then from there, right, then we have a free for sale by owner resource kit strategy, with drip campaigns and that they're getting on a weekly basis. I got weekly call check-ins with them, positioning myself as a resource. I tell them, hey, again, I'm going to hold my word here. I'm never going to ask you for your listing. Never going to ask you for a commission. Never going to ask you for a cent. I'm just here to be a resource and support and help you in any way I possibly can. Look, maybe you're going to have some questions. Maybe you get an offer. You don't know what this means. Just consider me a friend that just happens to have his real estate license that just can give you friend-to-friend advice. Right? I can't represent you. Right? Got to kind of walk this fine line here because of fiduciary duty. So I'm not here to represent you, but just, hey, we're just buddies. We're just friends. And I can be available, to just give you my advice friend to friend on what these things mean. And if okay with you, I'll check in with you weekly and just see how things are going. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is in the event, maybe you're unsuccessful and not able to get your home sold on your own. And if that happens, and maybe you get to the point where you decide that, hey, man, maybe I should hire a real estate agent. Hey, hopefully you've appreciated all the things I've done for you, all the resources I provided for you, all the help that I provided for you. And again, I'm not asking for your listing. I'm just asking for an opportunity to interview for the job if in the event that takes place and happens. Right? So now I'm positioning myself as that resource. Okay, so that's strategy number one. Now, strategy number two, because if you've listened to my podcast or watched my podcast for a long time, you understand on open houses, I'm very picky and I'm very selective on the type of open houses that I do these on. So a lot of for sale by owners don't qualify for the location, the type of home that I want to do open houses on. So then from there, I just go in straight with offering them my free for sale by owner kit. So again, script is very similar. When I'm reaching out to them, hey, this isn't a sales call. Getting bombarded by other real estate agents, begging you for your listing, asking for your listing. Look, I get and respect and honor what you're trying to do, trying to get your home sold on your own without having to pay that big commission. And look, between you and I, even though I'm a local real estate agent, when I'm selling my own homes, I hate paying that big commission too. So I get it. I respect it. I've actually got a free resource kit that I'd like to provide you that's going to give you information, resources, and tools to help you be more successful at selling your home on your own. Now, you might be asking yourself, why are you offering this? Why are you helping me? Here is why I'm doing this. And then I go back into hey, just in the event you're unsuccessful at getting your home sold on your own, if you're unable, now, hopefully all these resources, everything I provide you will help you be successful and be more successful at getting your home sold on your own. But in the event that you're not, hopefully you appreciate all the resources that I provide. And if you ever get to that point where you decide that, hey, maybe you need to hire a real estate agent, that you just give me the opportunity to interview for the job at that time. And then I go into what's included in the for sale by owner kit. So just start thinking of, okay, what are all the things that they need to go out there and sell their home successfully? So I'm telling them, like, look, you don't need to hire a real estate agent here in the state of Arizona to get your home sold. You can absolutely do it as a for sale by owner, but in the state of Arizona, look, you're going to have to use a title company. There's other vendors that you might need. You might need a good home inspector. You might need a good lender. You might need a good appraiser. You might need, good local vendors and contractors, depending on how the inspections go and the repairs go. So I give them my preferred vendor list that gives them all my recommended vendors based on, if they need an electrician, if they need a plumber, if they need, all of this. So I give them my preferred vendor list. I give them a guest registry. So, hey, when people are coming through your property, touring your property, this way you can make sure that they're signing in, one, for security purposes, but then number two, this way you have a way to follow up with them, to stay in touch with them and try to put deals together, right? I give them a blank purchase contract. I give them just thinking of all these different resources that they might need to help them have success throughout there. Then in the free resource kit that I provide them, I put them on a series of drip campaign emails that go through, and it teaches them things like how to do their own open house, how to create their own Facebook ads, how to follow up with leads, right? So I'm giving them information, valuable information and tools on how to be more successful at accomplishing what they want to accomplish. Now, the pushback I get from so many real estate agents is, oh, Josh, man, I'm not going to work for free. Why would I do all of that? Look, we know the stats. 8% of FSBOs sell successfully on their own. 92% don't. 60% eventually end up listing and selling successfully with another real estate agent. Don't operate from that scarcity mindset. What we're doing here is we're setting ourselves up as that resource, that friend in that resource, and continuing to check in with them, because we know we got a 6 out of 10 shot that they're not going to sell on their own, that they're going to list and sell successfully with a real estate agent. So I'm just positioning myself. So when that point comes, then bam, right? But it just makes it that much easier to, again, have easy conversations, provide them things that they want and that they need. I learned from Dan Kennedy a long time ago, calls it the Godfather offer. So it's like off that movie, The Godfather. I've never watched it, but that movie, The Godfather, I guess there's a saying in there like, I'm offering them something they can't refuse. So, okay, this is when I talk about give people what they want. Okay, let me just list all the things that I know would be of massive value, all the things that I know would be helpful, all the things that I know that they want, like making the offer where it's like, okay, it'd be stupid for them to say no. Doesn't mean that some people don't say no, but I'm going to make it where it's hard and stupid for them to say no. But if I differentiate myself, if I give that value, then boom, it gets me in that door, gets me that relationship, right? And it's just such an easier, more effective way to grow our business. And you can expand this into so many different lead sources outside of, just for sell by owners. This is how I approach every single lead source that I'm going after of just, man, how do I differentiate myself from all my competitors? How do I give people what they want, offer them something of value, give them what they want, so then I, eventually get what I want, right? Create those win-win strategies, makes business that much more enjoyable, much higher conversions, much more overall effective, strategies when it comes to growing our real estate business. So these are the two most effective strategies for many different reasons that I've found when it comes to stacking for sell by owner relationships and listings. So I hope that you found this helpful. Again, make sure to check out gsdmode.com for more additional free resources and trainings. Go book that one-on-one coaching strategy call with me. If you want me to break down your business, do a free one-on-one coaching call. I usually charge $1,000 an hour for these, but I'm doing the first one for you 100% for free. No strings attached. You have my word that you will not leave this free coaching call without knowing exactly what you must do to get from where you're at to where it is that you want to go in the quickest, most effective, efficient, profitable manner possible. 100% got your back. I will get you dialed in. Go check out gsdmode.com to schedule that. All right, guys, keep crushing it. Keep kicking ass. I'll see you next time. Peace.